In this video, we're going to walk through creating a eSign template without using the brand or woven library. We're going to click on the down caret or click on our name, go to account settings. We're going to go to the eSign tab. And here on the account, we have the files that we've added via the brand and woven library. This time we're going to click add eSign template. We're going to give this template a name. We can give it a description. And then we're going to click add template. On this first section, we can update the name, we can update the description, we can add a message for our recipients. Enforce signing order if we have two signers. So if we have a manager signer, so we add signer role, we call it manager, we add that. If we say yes, we're saying that this document we're going to add has to be signed by the team member first and then by the manager. Signed copies require secure document permission to view. This means that in order to view this document once it is completed by a team member, do you have to have the secure document permissions underneath team members in the security role permissions in order to view this document. For something like a direct deposit that has bank account information, anything that has personal identifying information for team members, we recommend requiring this, but that is up to you. We can continue to make some edits to who can sign as the manager, but once we finalize this, we won't be able to change the signers, so we need to make sure that this is all correct. We're going to go ahead and leave manager. Don't really need it for this example, but we're going to leave it so we can see some things. And then down here at the bottom, we have our documents. And this is where we're going to add the document that needs to be completed by team members. This document or this section can receive, and you can add multiple documents in here for team members to sign. You don't have to do this as one-offs. So once we've updated this information to our, what we wanted to say, and we've updated the signer roles, and we've added our documents, we can click finalize signer or finalize document and signer roles. So this is all grayed out now. We can't make edits to these. We can't change the names on these. We can still edit who is able to sign this document. We'll say it's for the manager, or the owner, we have or the assistant manager, right? We can do it by the location assigned position. So the location, manager, district, regional, maintenance managers. You can choose specific employees. If I want to say Matt has to sign this, I can find him and say he can also sign it regardless of what his position is. There's nothing beneath this. We've added our documents. Location and positions eligible. So who can this document be sent to? We'll talk about in another video how we set this up for new hires. I really recommend that unless you have very specific position or location documents, that you just set these to all. It's not automatically going to push these out to anybody, but anybody can be sent these documents. And then we're going to click to the next step, which is configuring fields on our template. This is going to open up the document or documents that you've added to Woven, and you can start to fill in the information you want team members to complete. Here on the left, we have our custom fields. There's a bunch here. If we scroll down, there's lots. There's even generic kind of ones down here we can use. We can change if we have multiple signers. Is it for the team member or for the manager? Right now, these are for the team member, and we're just going to drag and drop these onto our document. So full name. I can drag and drop. If I want to update the sizing of this, I can make it larger. Over here on the right, I can switch if that's for the manager or the team member. If I didn't click it over here, I can also update to required. And then I say address. The neat thing with these is if Woven knows this information, right, it knows the team member's name, Woven will pre-populate these if it knows what those are. And then city, state, and zip, just do 3 of them. City, put that up there in a second, and postal code. So there's our city, state, zip. And then, your banking information, this is stuff that Woven doesn't have. So I would recommend just using like text box where I say this is our bank. Neat thing you can do if you right click, I can duplicate that field and say, hey, I want the same box, but for account numbers. I can make that larger. I need the same information. I'm just going to duplicate that again for our routing number. And then here in this example, right, is this a dollar amount or a percentage? I would probably not make these required, but we're going to say, hey, duplicate that again. And is it this amount of money? Or is it this percentage? We can even add our checkboxes for those pieces. There's 1 checkbox. 2 and 3. Is this checking or savings? Check 1. In that example, I would use these radio buttons where it's either or, and you can arrange these just the way you want them to be. Right. For employee signature, there's up here at the top, there is a signature box. You can bring that down. And then we even have a signed on date if we want to do that. And we say, hey, this was signed on this, Woven will populate that. And then if you had, for example, a manager signature field, we could switch this to manager and drag those same fields. So there's the manager signature, and then maybe there's even a manager signed on date. And then we drop in there. Once we've edited our document, right? We have all these fields set up the way we want them to be. We want to make sure we click the green check mark, save and close. There's a preview button if we want to look at it. But if you hit the X without saving, this is not saved. You'll have to do it all over again. So make sure you click the green checkbox. Yep, we can leave the page if you see that modal pop up. So we've updated our documents. We've updated all this information. We're going to go ahead and publish it. And that is the last step to creating our eSign template.